Hey folks, how's it going? Welcome back to the Second Worst Farm channel on the old YouTubers. I was just fixing to go feed some cows, unroll a little hay, and I got to thinking about it, and I said, well, I hadn't put my new hay unroller on here, so thought I'd show it to you real quick. Woo, check that out. This is it's a manufactured unit. I did not get it new, and there's no information on it as far as who made it. It was set up, there was tabs down here for 3-point pins. It was on a 3-point hitch. And I tried that out, and it just did not work very well at all. So I had the bright idea to take it off a 3-point and put it on the front end loader, since this tractor's got hydraulics plumbed up to the front. Check that out. Thing I like about that, turn the tractor off for a second. Thing I like about that is with a rear unroller that's a grab style where it clamps on both ends of the bale. If you get it backwards from the way it was rolled up, it unrolls great. If you're trying to unroll it the same direction it was rolled up to begin with, it doesn't work so good. On the front here, I can stick the bale in the end. I can turn it whichever way I want to. So, works out pretty good. We'll go grab a bale and show you guys how it works in the field. A resident complainer, whoop, right there. You guys happy? Yeah. You act like you're starving, don't you? Well, I come over here to shut my charger off, and I noticed we've got ourselves a mud hole and a water leak. Imagine that. All that because it was loose. Well, got two chores to do. Got to move this water because they're going to make a huge mess. I don't know if you can see that. They're pretty broke to that wire, so when I want to drive in to keep from having to deal with them running around acting goofy, which going in with a roll of hay, it's really not much trouble because they're going to follow the roll of hay. But anyway, I can just sag that line down enough where I can drive over the top of it. No harm, no foul. Anyway, let's go unroll this dude. that spear sticking out. Once you get to that point, it's pretty well done. So we'll just kick this core off over here. Alright, let's go do something with this water real quick. Fortunately, it doesn't look like they made too awful of a mess. This another 100 gallons I'm fixing to dump out will. Suppose I'll just drain it and move it on down the line a bit. These quick connects, been a little experiment. Real handy. Got this in, and that one has a plunger in it, so when it's connected, water flows. When you disconnect it, it stops. Which is really handy. Makes it really convenient to move water. A couple things I don't like is the quick connect slows the flow rate down a good bit, and it just threads on to the end of a regular water hose, so you've got a couple extra leak points there like I just had today. So is it worth it? I don't know. I've been using them about 3 months and I haven't had any issues yet, so I guess the jury's out. That is quite the mess though. Wait on that to drain a minute. We'll go over here and see what the mineral block situation's looking at. Yeah, they hit it pretty good. I stuck that guy in there yesterday. It's a 50-pound block. They call it a big 6 block. It's got the 6 most commonly needed nutrients in them. I've been kind of weaning off the cafeteria style feeder. I may do a little video about that. I mean, it works, but at this point, since June, it's about $2 grand worth of mineral gone through it, and to take care of 24 heifers, that's a little on the excessive side. But that's for another time. Well, pretty much there. I guess if you're, oh gosh, I guess if you're gonna get wet feet, end of the day is the time to do it. Really wish I'd brought a tripod with me. Holy smokes, this water is, wow. I lost more water than I thought. It's all the way down to here. All right, scratch that idea. I really like these nice caps these Rubbermaids have got on them. Check that out. No tools needed. Hand tight. It's got a rubber gasket in there. It's handy. Quite handy. All right, y'all check this out. Hose connection, no flow. Flow. Pretty good, other than my leak. Like I said, it's first time though. I mean, you gotta have some kind of problem every day. Might as well be a water one day. All right, back to the original task at hand today, which was unrolling hay for this little old group of heifers, 1 steer and 1 bull, and give you guys a little explanation on why I'm unrolling it. So in the past, we would set a bale out. We pretty much had designated feeding areas because they were going to get beat up, nasty, muddy, swampy, just a mess. And that's what we did for decades. That's what everybody did. That's what most everybody around me still does. And I don't want to do that anymore. It makes a mess. And there's some excellent grass growing in just those spots. So why not spread that around to the rest of the place? So we're standing in what used to be this place's hay meadow. It's about 10 acres. And I say used to be because that's sage grass. And between me and the wild pigs, we've about destroyed it. And I say me because I did run cattle on here. There have been cattle on here in the past. It's been, geez, I don't know, 15 years, maybe 20. And there's a deer back there. Guess they're not too worried about me, huh? So anyway, I've been cutting hay off of it for the last several years. My father cut hay off of it before that. And we didn't put any fertilizer on it. We didn't really spray it. There's no nutrient cycling going on. And so it's just gone downhill year after year. 3 years ago, I started putting chicken litter on it, which is great, makes stuff grow. But the weeds came on strong with all that newfound nutrient availability, and nothing on here to control it other than me and a hay mower and me and a bush hog. So this spring, this is first part of December now. This spring, back in, I believe it was May, I cut this field. It's rough as a cob. I mean, the hogs have rooted it up all over the place. And I cut it, baled some rye. There's a lot of rye in here. And I know it doesn't look like it now, but it looks like a wasteland. But I baled about 20 rolls of ryegrass off of it, which is pretty good. They're small rolls, but pretty decent. And then I let it sit all summer. So when I turned these cows in here, or these heifers in here, it was up, I mean, sage grass 3-4 feet off the ground, bahia 15-18 inches, sometimes a little taller, which is huge for bahia. Bermuda grass running rampant. I mean, it was everywhere. So what I did, I started on this south corner down here and I stripped it. I'd keep them in here. I ran them about a day for each strip, and it took about 2 weeks to get to the other end of it. So I ran them all the way to the other end. Then I came in with my bush hog and knocked down all of the sage grass and everything else to lay it back down on the ground. And after that, I have been unrolling hay across here in the worst places that I can. You know, the places that had the most hog damage, stuff like that. And so I'm working my way back to the south. And a couple days, I'll keep them in here about 2 more days tops. After that, I'm going to move them back east, and we're going to run down this other southeastern side and try to do a little unrolling on it. Now, back to the point. Why are we unrolling? So I could just come out here and set the bales out and keep a poly wire around them, keep the cows out of them. That would work. Then I would have these really big clumps of hay everywhere. And if I did need to cut hay in here again, that would be troublesome. When I unroll it, let's see if I can walk over here and find a spot that I unrolled previously. When I unroll it, and keep in mind, there's a decent amount of green grass underneath this canopy still. So they've got other forage to pick through. But when I unroll it, they clean up pretty good. Here's a big spot over here. What you end up seeing, so there was a bale dumped right out here, kind of just to the right of where my shadow is, and then unrolled this way. And all you see, it's hard to tell, I know that sun's out there, there is a line of manure patties up and down where that hay was rolled out, and a little bit of leftover hay. I mean, I figure they're probably leaving 10% at the most. This litter here, this was from a junkie bale. You can kind of see this little patch here. And there's a little patch down there. That was from a really junky hay bale that I rolled up. I was working on a hay baler for a gentleman down the road, and I needed to test it. And I had some grass that I had cut that'd been rained on, and so I ended up rolling it up with his baler to test it. And then I just kept the bales, and so I got 4 or 5 of them. I've been kicking those out here and there, just to get rid of them, kind of put some more carbon down. That's what everybody says you need to do, and it seems to make sense. So but anyway, that's the gist of it. I'm unrolling it to spread out the waste that they will leave behind, and it also gives everybody an opportunity. There's that pesky sun. Gives everybody an opportunity to eat, so that's helpful. Yeah, they waste some, but I've got plenty of hay, and I put it up myself, so it doesn't cost me quite as much as it would if I had to buy it. So anyway, I guess we'll cut that off right here. I just wanted to show off my unroller. I hadn't seen one like that anywhere. Pretty simple to make. I may adapt it a little bit. I like it. It works good. It's a little faster in one direction than it is the other. I'm not sure what's up with that, but at any rate, it functions good, and it was pretty cheap to put on there since I already had the hydraulics plumbed up there. So yeah, all in all, good day. Till next time.